And welcome back to the Heart of Chaos. I'm Javier once again, and I welcome you back to The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword. In the last episode, we got a very clunky heart piece, managed to obtain a treasure, and prepare ourselves in the bazaar for the journey ahead. And in this episode of Skyward Sword, we're going to go ahead and jump into the sky and make our way to the new province. So let's go ahead and fly there. Remember that you can always speed your flights up by going through these vortex-like areas inside of these rocks. They're not too hard to spot, just look for circular rocks out in the field. Likely it's going to be one of those. So, let's make our way inside of the new province. A report, Master Link. We have arrived at the Lanayru mine. Welcome to the Lanayru province. Or, if you want to be specific, the Lanayru mine in the Lanayru province. This arid region was transformed into a desert over the course of several hundred years. My projections show that Zelda must have traveled through this area. How strange, but nonetheless interesting. So we're gonna get rid of our dousing as per usual because there's no need for it. Now, Lanayru is the final... the Lanayru province is the final province in the game on the surface world. Another neat fact will be that as I've mentioned previously, the different provinces represent the different spirits introduced in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, both Faron, Eldin, and Lanayru, which is what gave me to originally believe the fourth province would have something to do with Ordana, or the Orden, for the Orden province in Twilight Princess. Sadly, they did not do this. I also, well, I'll get into that next bit later on. But for now, you have a save shrine here. You saw that I had gotten a goddess cube back there. Blowing these various things up will net you a few rupees at best, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. Another thing you just saw me pass by on the screen, because I was rushing to get bombs, is this thing. Strange contraption. My estimates indicate that this object has been broken for many years. I am unable to analyze the content of its speech at this time. Well, I mean, it's not speaking, Fee, so how would you analyze its contents? Unless I just can't understand it. Now, you'll see those things are littered around here. And there's nothing we can really do about this for now. So let's just make our way forward. You might also notice something different, such as those odd objects on the wall. Perhaps we'll figure out what there's for at a later time. For now, we might as well just continue forward as there is a clear way. Now this area is a very linear area in comparison to the others. More so linear. I know each area has its own little design that kind of leads you forward, but I always found that the Lanayru province was the most linear when it came to its overworld area, which again, there's no problems with having a linear game every now and then, but sometimes! Oh god. These are yellow choo-choos, otherwise known as the electric bastards. Yellow choo-choos are capable of generating electricity for short bursts of time. As with other choo-choos, I suggest you remain on guard. If you make contact with this choo-choo when it's charged, it will give you a shock. Then it will attempt to feed on you. This is not pleasant. How would you know, Fee? It might be pretty nice. Alright, yeah, it is. They are decent fun. And sliced! Oh, come on! You cheated! We can all agree that he cheated, right? Right? Yeah, we can all agree. Alright. So what we need to do is we need to grab this cart and move it over here. You can clearly see that this used to be a mine, but this is a very inefficient way of having a mine, don't you think? I mean, there's no way to get this minecart up there. And I mean, having to push the minecarts like this, there's no lever system or anything. It's so strange. Alright, so we can make our way over here. More yellow choo-choos. And I will not have a bad battle rating when it comes to these guys. I refuse. I just need to get used to this. I have not fought in a while. Alright, you know, I don't need bombs, but I do want to blow this up, so I will go ahead and, actually, we should probably move. Will that reach? Wow, it just barely reached, just barely doesn't. Well, I can live with that. Alright, so this minecart might be useful to us later, but for now it doesn't look like it does anything. That object is a very unique one indeed. Because what does it do? It generates color! Strange. Let's talk to one of these guys. Where did you come from? We're here collecting time shift stones and transporting them to Laneru mining facility. Stay away from the blue stones. They're too dangerous for humans. I am able to confirm that a time shift has occurred within this space. Any impact to the blue stone creates a sustained temporal disruption field in the surrounding area. Readings show that this is in a past time state. How odd. Now this is one thing I want to talk about. Much like Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword was heavily criticized for breaking the mold and introducing advanced technology inside of the Zelda universe. However, I would like to point out that throughout all Zelda games, there's always a hint of a higher power and a technology that's not present as much so as in these games, yes, throughout the games. So, I mean, it's very common for the Zelda franchise to have... I hope he doesn't die. Don't die, little buddy. You have awesome claws. Oh, he's a trooper. He's a trooper. He'll be fine. How are you doing anyway? Do not interfere with mining operations. Stop talking to me! Oh wow, he might be pissed that we might have thrown the bomb at him. I'm sorry. If it helps, you're the bomb. Yeah. And we'll grab these hearts, and to move forward, all we have to do is hop in the mining carts. There's one over there for us to grab. Isn't there one over here? Indeed there is. So let's go ahead and hop in this cart and be led along a path. I'm a huge fan of this design aspect, but I should probably point out, as I will in any other Zelda game I ever do, there are very few areas that make deserts seem cool, and this is one of them that does, but there's still so much of that desert feel to it, including the music at times, that I am not a fan of desert areas in games. Tundras are cool, like frozen tundras, which people compare to as frozen deserts. I mean, I don't get the same vibe. Sure, after a while I want to get out of a snow biome as soon as possible. But with deserts, I usually tend not to enjoy myself in deserts. I want to get them over as quick as possible. This is not what's going to be happening here, though. Do not worry. I will enjoy myself. So let's go ahead and hop out of this cart and make our way to the other one over here. You can see that the temporal shift, or the past does not go all the way. There's a clear distinction here. We're going to have to push this cart into the time shift in order to be able to ride it. Which is a simple feat. Just bring it over here and suddenly, time shift! Alright, so let's go ahead and ride this one forward. There's a bunch of rupees over here, but I don't think it's worth the time to collect them. Alright, so you'll see the cart stops just short of this Do not worry, if ever there's a part where the minecart will go out of time, and you're afraid you'll have to push it, do not worry. The cart knows to stop just before the line if the track goes any further. That's one thing I will praise the cart for. Aside from that, the cart deserves no praise, because it's an evil fact. Huh. This one appears to be active, yes? No. You see, it's blue like this because it's inside of a past zone, but in fact it has so much more to offer us. In fact, it allows us to use this. Now, it doesn't really make much sense as to why this needs to be blown up in the past. It looks like it could be just as well blown up in the future, but you know, let's not question it. There's no need. Now there are these guys who are going to continue. There are these guys who are going to continue mining. Sorry for the cut. That was a little awkward moment. So we're going to continue on forward. Now this mechanic that's coming up right now is a pain in the butt. This is where there was a green potion that they sell back in the bazaar. It becomes available to you after this dungeon that comes up in this area. The reason you would ever use that potion is for these kind of places. What it would do is a stamina potion. The green potion will lower your stamina at a much lower rate, thus allowing you to travel through these areas a lot faster, a lot easier. Because if you run out and start falling, you drown in the sand, similar to the animation that's seen within Twilight Princess, which is a very gruesome animation, I might add. Alright, so let's toss that over there. Let's go ahead and toss this one over here. Bats! Did I call them bats? I am ashamed of myself at the moment. These are keys. They're keys. Like, kiss me on the cheek. You know what? Let's not do that. Hey! Oh, look, a jelly blob. I think in the future I'm gonna actually just cut out the treasures when we pick them up and just have it so that they go above our head, because let me tell you, that is a really annoying. There's a bug. That is a bug. That is a bug. And we got a new bug. This is a Lamiru ant. It said these ants store water deep in their nests, allowing them to thrive even in the intense heat of the open desert. More bugs never hurts. Again, bugs are used to increase your potion's strength over at the bazaar. A feature I never personally used in my playthroughs, but it'd be a nice thing to look into while we're here. You know, it could help you in your hero mode playthroughs if you're playing through this game with me in hero mode. And do not worry, I have plans to cover a specific element in hero mode when we haven't seen just yet. I'm already crying just even mentioning it. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop over here. And we just gotta continue to make our way forward through this cave-like area. Oh great, I'm out of stamina. Alright, so there are these guys over here. They're similar to the ones we saw inside of the Earth Temple, sorry. These are electro spumes, you know, a name that I would not have called them, but okay. And I've defeated 0 of this enemy, even though I've defeated many of the other, at least a few of the other ones. I can't say many. I really can't do anything from this distance, so let's just make our way across and hopefully not cry too much. I can kill him. Alright, let's get a Skyward Strike. Skyward Strike! Oh, it doesn't kill him. I need 2 of them. Oh, don't pretend like you're hiding. You're still sticking out. You just died. Anyway, here we go. This is, a bit of grass, but what do deserts usually have? Deserts usually have tumbleweeds. Tumbleweeds are an actual treasure that you can collect with your nets, which is always neat. I see what I have. And we'll definitely collect a few of those. There are a few treasures that actually, that's a treasure that does help you in upgrading items, so that's one that's to your benefit of collect. Dang it. You know what? Easy route. I'm low on bombs. I should rectify that situation soon. And make it over here. And over here. Sadly, they're not going to give me bombs inside of grass like they would in previous games. Now will they? Alright, so let's go ahead and make our way through. That's one tactic I will recommend, by the way. You might see me doing it. Instead of just charging in, it might be to your best benefit to jump first before running. It gives you a little bit more leeway. I don't think it's going to get you to areas that are necessarily game-breaking in that sense. You won't be getting to areas that you're not supposed to just yet, but it might just alleviate some of the stress of just barely making it every single time. Alright, so let's make our way up here, and we're going to be faced with yet another puzzle involving the time shift zone. So what we're going to want to do is make our way over here. Aha! They didn't strand me. If they had stranded me here, that'd be awful. Allow me a moment to pick up a few bombs. Alright, 6 is enough for now. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to place this bomb over here, which will reveal to us the path. And I do believe there is a crystal that we're going to want to reveal here that will help us in terms of... That won't help us. I seriously remember a crystal here, but I may very well be wrong. But I remember having to roll this across. Does it make it all the way? It does make it all the way. Okay, I was remembering incorrectly. Please forgive me on that. So that's going to blow up the time shift crystal over there. Rather than wasting a bomb, I might as well just shoot it with a slingshot. So there we go. Not that accurate, but we'll do the job. Aha! You look at you, you're a Quadro Baba in the past. You're a past Baba. Past Baba. Past Baba. Oh, it's dead. It bled a very bleeding death. Now, we do not need to go this way after activating this time shift crystal. But going this way will net you a treasure and another set of bugs. This is the Gerudo Dragonfly. These stunning insects have compound eyes, more beautiful than rubies, and wings as transparent as glass. Sounds like they're trying to sell it to you. Good thing we can just go out. Maybe we should try selling it to people. Maybe that item check girl. She looks to be full of herself. Alright, so let's go ahead and kill you. Oh, I killed the dragonfly because of you. He was so young. So young. So innocent. So beautiful. Okay, maybe he wasn't beautiful. But regardless, we're gonna get a goddess plume here. Rumors say this item was dropped by the goddess in a long forgotten era. Alright, so that's our second goddess plume, which is not bad for this point in the game. Like, that's not something you're expected to have at this point. Like, up until this point, that treasure chest is always an item, but we got lucky in one of our item drops. So, be happy on that. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump inside of this cart and make our way forward. Forward, I say! Now, this is the last of the mine areas for now, as we are making our way outside. This is Lanayru Desert, the third province in all of its glory, or perhaps after all of its glory. We know with the time shift zones, this area has turned into a wasteland, but perhaps in the past it was something much more beautiful, and maybe we'll be able to uncover that beauty as we go forward. My readings indicate that Zelda has passed through here. As previously stated, something, I suggest reuniting with her quickly to determine the motivations behind her actions in Eldin Province. Remembering in Eldin Province that That guardian of hers prevented us from seeing her and getting our hug. I won't drop this hug thing. It seems like something I would do. And in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, we are going to explore this vast desert in search of one girl. You know, I don't think she's as hot as this desert. But I think we'll make do. Goodbye.